This wine region that we went to was the Ribeira Sacra wine region in the northwest of Spain. It has approximately 95 wineries. The red grape varieties include Mencia, Brancellao, Merenzao, Souson. White grape varieties is the Godello, Albariño, the Treixadura, and the Dona Branca. Very red in nature because of the tropical Mediterranean style climate in the valley along the river. So this was the second stop after we left Ribeiro. And the distance, we left the Ribeiro region in the morning at around 9 o'clock to get to the Ribeira Sacra region. No, actually left at 10. We were going for an 11 a.m. Wine tasting. We chose to stay at this Casa Grande Cristosende. It was about 90 euros, and it was kind of in the central location.
Here we are, Saturday morning, and we are leaving our first hotel, which was called
Hotel Gondolera.
Hotel Gondolera.
Which is also Adega Gondolera. So they were a winery.
A winery and a hotel with a beautiful setting along Lake Minho. And now we're headed to
Valdelenda in the Ribeira Sacra region. So it's an hour away.
Yeah, so here we go.
Well, let's. How about our dinner? We had.
Oh, yes.
It was supposed to be like a tuna patty.
Oh, yeah. It was a tuna melt, like in a baked stromboli type of thing, which was very good. And we had toast with cream cheese and smoked salmon on top. And we had a bottle of
Elixir de Gondolera that was made from
Texture.
It was Ancora, I think, something like that, which was out of barrels.
Out of barrels.
So we tried one of their Texturilla. Oh gosh.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's a grape, Texadura, which is a grape that's from here. And then we had another one that the grape was Granthia.
After 600
and that's also a grape from here. So the Treixadura was the white, and the Granthia was the red.
Well, the red was the Mencia. The Mencia and Souson mix.
Oh, I'm saying Granthia and it's Mencia.
Yeah, it's Mencia.
Sorry, Mencia.
It's
And it had a Souson on it as well.
Souson with an accent on the second O, Souson.
Yeah.
And so we bought a bottle of each one of those, the one out of the Texadura out of the barrel and the
Mencia Souson
blend. Brought those with us to take those back to the U.S. and try them while we're in the U.S.
Right. So anyway, it was very, very nice, and off we go again.
So this was an hour trip from Ribeiro to Bodega Valdelenda, which is right in the heart of Ribeira Sacra. And I did schedule this tasting via email, and they confirmed via email.
We're entering the Ribeira Sacra region.
On our way to Valdalenda. Bodega Valdelenda. It's coming up here on the left. And we signed up for a tour at 11:30, and it's all in Spanish, and so we'll see. Hopefully they can speak a little bit of English. And this is tasting and a tour, so we'll have to see how this goes. And this is, I don't know what the name is. Oh, this town I think is called Canton, C-A-N-T-O-N, Canton.
Yeah, and we just noticed a castle or a monastery up on a hill to the left, so we might go visit that as well. There it is. You see it in the background.
We'll have to look that up, see if that's a public place or what.
Oh, a soccer game. Very nice. Saturday morning soccer match.
Nope.
hope we're at the right place because the pictures show mountain
After
views.
200 meters, you have reached your destination on your right.
We'll see. Okay. Oh, very pretty. Look at that little center town circle.
And just as we got closer, we realized this was the wrong place. So you could see it was a factory and a production facility.
That's where it ends.
So we're getting to smaller and smaller roads. It says we're 4 minutes away, and
This would never have gotten us there.
no, it's dropped us. Woohoo! Crazy.
Not to say that Google's doing any better.
Really old buildings here. Oh, some puppies. Hi, puppies. Oh, aren't they pretty? Definitely guard dogs. There's another big guard dog. See, here we go.
So too.
Well, if we don't end up at the winery, this has been a very cool ride. What do you think?
I'm not sure what to think. Holding my breath. We're putting our faith in GPS.
I don't know how else you would find it.
Probably coming in the back way.
Maybe.
Your destination is on the right.
Oh, look at that, honey. Oh, de la Linda. Right there.
Park. I guess we'll park right out here.
So we made it. We were just about 10 minutes late, and then it turned out somebody else just pulled up randomly, and so they had two tastings pretty much at the same time. And this is a small boutique winery. They're two brothers. I think one was Javier, the other one was Victor. And the tasting was in Spanish with a little bit of broken English, mostly Spanish and using Google Translate.
Y la diferencia es la viticultura, donde tenemos las viñas, donde están los viñedos. Llevamos esta casa vertical.
Uh-huh.
So they started with the whites, and then we went to the reds, and then they also had a vermouth that we tasted. So I tried to grab some pictures of all of them. This was the 7 Crazy Men, the original founders of the DO, Ribeira Sacra region, and their father was one of those 7 men that resurrected the DO for this area and got it back on the map and into notoriety.
Okay, so here we are in Val da Lenda Winery in Canton, and we just finished a
Super
awesome
special
wine tasting right here, and we had a couple of different tastings. So can you just highlight? That was Victor, the brother, just came through. Can you tell us? So the first one was
the first one was the white. Which was Godello.
Is a Godello. Made last year, 2024.
Yeah,
it was
that
a white.
That one. It was very nice.
And
then
the second wine was their Mencia.
Mencia.
And that was...
it was very good, very drinkable, crisp red wine. And then this was...
no, that's the same one, the Mencia. And this is the one you're looking for right here. It's the Sete Tolos, which is the 7 Crazy men who
Over
started
this way.
Ribeira del Duero,
Yeah.
of which the father of, I can't remember his name. It's not Victor, but the other one.
Esteban.
No. His father was the
Producer
one
of
of the
this.
seven, and his name
Seven
was
crazy people.
Xavier. Seven
Yeah.
crazy people, and so he was the one of the founders of Ribeira del Duero. Okay, and then we had, what was the next one?
That was the vermouth.
Okay, then we had a vermouth, which is their new creation. Then
Yes.
that's about 5 years in the bottle.
And that was yummy.
That
So after the wine tasting, then we asked where a good spot was just to kind of overlook a little mirador. And they suggested this mirador, which is only about 10 minutes away. And there were probably about 7 or 8 cars that were parked there. And there were people that had walked up to the lookout. And so I took out the drone and flew the drone around. This was perfect. Nice little escape after the wine tasting. And then as we turned around and circled, we could see up at the top of the hill right there, you could see it was a winery, which then we thought, okay, let's go ahead and see.
Just amazing.
all right, it's doing a little video behind us here.
Yep. The drone is up, and we are stopping at this beautiful lookout after our wine tasting at La Linda, Val d'Alinda. Amazing view.
Yeah, so we took the opportunity just to have the drone do a little circle filming all around us before we went up to the Adega Regina Varium, which was back up the hill, and then we were going to cross that river and go to the other side to where we were going to have lunch. So next up was just back up the hill. It was the Bodegas Regina Byrum, and this one we just drove in off the street, walked into the tasting room, and just to see what could happen. And as it turned out, you could see it was right back up on the hill from the lookout. So this is walking down, and I think we arrived at 2:30. No, it was 12:30, and they were closing. They were closing for 2
Here we are
hours.
at Adega Regina Byrum, in Ribeira Sacra, and we are having a tasting. Actually, not even a tasting. So this is just we had a glass of the Godello, bought a couple of bottles, and there's a tour going on upstairs, which we're not participating in, so instead we are just wandering just this garden area, and we're drinking a glass of Godello, which is right here, and you can see the Godello grape right next to us.
See the itty bitty grapes are coming on here.
And let's go see the itty bitty grapes. I think these are Godello, because they've
Yeah,
got,
that says it right there.
over here is Loureiro Blanco. I'm not sure which ones they have. Anyhow, beautiful location. We stopped here on the way over. We're going to the Restaurant Volver for lunch, and right now we just walked in and into where where they sell wine. Asked for a tasting. They said no, and then they said, well, can we buy a couple bottles? And with a couple bottles, we got a tasting, at least of one glass of Godello, and here we are. We're enjoying it.
Our next stop was a 3:30 lunch appointment at the Restaurante Volver, and so this was 10-15 minutes across the river, closer to where the hotel was. And I just wanted to mention that on this side of the river, the north side of the river, if you'd like to ride a small train, there is this train ride which takes you up, I think it's about an hour and a half, and it's very close to where we are there, the Mirador or the bodega, and then you can have a wine tasting right after. But so if you look at this Bodegas Regina Byrum, the train is right there. I think it's called Doade. is where they pick you up. So this is the route over to the restaurant, and this is a view of the restaurant inside. And it's way up on the hill. All you can see parking was full, so we had to drive up the street and park along the street. Service was excellent here. Lynn had the mussels. I had the pulled pork sandwich. And we just went really light. We didn't go for the full course and the full main meal. But definitely go by there and have lunch if you can. Bodega Vella is a highly rated winery, and they'll take reservations. There are certain time slots, and that just didn't work into our schedule, trying to get to the other wineries. So instead, we just stopped in and to check it out.
So here we are at Bodega Vella, having a glass of their Godello, made in stainless steel. Is $10 a bottle, and we're just having a sample glass. It's just Lynn and me. There was another couple that was sitting over here, and they went for a wine tasting. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon here in Spain, in the Ribeira Sacra region, and we decided we bought two bottles of Mencia, and we bought a bottle of
Godello?
2 bottles of Godello to take back with us. We'll taste them back in the United States.
Can you get the crosses over there?
So we arrived at our hotel, the Casa Grande de Cristo Sende, probably about 5 o'clock. And so the sun was setting, but it was still a few hours to go. And those are the miradores. So those are the larger rooms. Those are 160 euros. And we were in the hotel over there on the left side. And that was about 90 euros for the hotel. Breakfast is extra. I think it was 8 euros a piece for the breakfast. And right in the middle, in between the two hotels, then there is a restaurant, bar, open area. You can see some pictures of it on YouTube. And so, just there are people that would come up. I mean, groups. There were a group of motorcycles, and there were a group of small Fiats, like 20 different. So it was really quite lively. So you'd have these groups that would come in. I don't know what town they were coming from, but they would come in and they would enjoy a drink, and then off they would go. So just a good variety of folks, all locals. So we didn't see any tourists.
At the top of the mountain. Awesome. Here we are on our third day. It's Sunday. Our room. These super high ceilings. And we overlook these beautiful mountains. It's just gorgeous. The river. Here we go. We're headed to our next destination. We just finished at the Ribeira Sacra. And now we're headed to Monterey.
We're going to go to the Monterey wine region in the town of Berin, Berin. And first we're just going to stop by a winery or two just to see if we can get 1 or 2 more bottles of Godello and Mencia. And if not, we just move on. But this was an excellent visit here. At the top of the hill, top of the Sil River, S-I-L, and we're at the Casa Grande de Crescende, which is also next to the Miradores de Sil. Those are the 2 hotels at the very top with a restaurant right in the middle. And beautiful, just kind of sit outside and watch. We had
amazing sunset.
Yeah, you sit and watch the sunset, which is right around 10 o'clock. Here we're in May, so it was 10 p.m. And then we went to sleep. I had 2 beers, and
I had a vodka tonic and a glass of Godello.
Yep, so all that was 11 euros.
Very nicely priced.
Very reasonable, and then just charge it to the room, so it's very well organized. There's a swimming pool that you can swim in if you know that you can swim in it. Now we know we can swim in it.
Yeah.
So both hotels you can swim in the
and a hot tub.
And a hot tub, but you have to
sauna. Yeah.
You have to schedule the hot tub. So there are some rules, like they said no food in the room, of all things. So we didn't have any food. We just had wine. And breakfast was very good. I saw some reviews that said breakfast was only bread, but there was...
oh, no, it had fruit and yogurt and cereal and ham and chorizo and eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Hard-boiled eggs. But still.
Yeah, it just wasn't something where it was made to order, but it was a continental breakfast with hot food. So you
it's very good.
Yeah. So
And nice hot coffee.
Oh, and a huge American coffee. This is not just a little bit. There's plenty of coffee if you're coffee drinkers like us.
Yes.
There's parked here, so we decided to check and see what people were doing, and we drove down to this path.
When you have a steep hill and a sharp turnaround, what do? You back down the hill.
Saying?
This path, the River Mao, is no stranger to human activity. This path follows the steep sides of the River Mao to where it meets the River Sil. Inaccessible until the creation of the patos, terraces, several centuries ago.
So if you want a 4 to 5 to 7 mile hike, go to this. It's the Ruta del Canyon de Rio Mao.
Okay, here we are once again on a dirt road.
Turn left, then your destination will be on the left.
Headed down to a winery that we're not sure is open. It's 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning.
Your destination is on the left.
Okay, stop, honey, stop.
There's no way.
Well, it was closed. But it looks like a very pretty destination down there, right along the river. Now we're trying to figure out how to get back out of these very small roads. Here we go. Back around this corner. No guardrails. Hug the wall, honey. Hug the wall. Whew, we made it. Very pretty though.
So the last winery didn't work, so we followed a sign to this Bodega Ronçal de Sil, and sure enough, it was open Sunday morning at 11 a.m. And all we wanted to do was come in and just see if we could get one more bottle of Mencia, one more bottle of Godello or Treixadura. And lo and behold, he was open, and so we had a relatively quick tasting. We just tried a couple of the different wines. We tried this Brancellao, which was a red like a Pinot. Very good. Bought a couple of bottles of those to take back with us. And then we were on our way. Now he has grapes, all the varieties of grapes that he grows in other fields on different parts of the river. In front of the winery was just a small sampling. So he invited us just to stick around.
The tail of the ship in the water is the ronsel.
The ripples? No.
The
current?
mark in the water
Oh, okay.
is the ronsel.